Good morning, good morning. All right, let's get into today. Ticker of the day, MOXC. Today is August 27th, 2020. Day 7 of my trading journey. This market, man, this market is not in my favor right now for my particular niche and what I like to trade. So again, MOXC market cap 27.89 million market cap. We got a 4.77 million float, all beautiful. Let's go here. Let's get into it. So pre-market, as you can see, pre-market, this is what I was seeing pre-market, which is beautiful. I was ready to buy at this pre-market high of 390. If it broke, as you can see, we had a spike from 223 to 322, drops, consolidates, pops again to 390, drops, and slowly starts climbing. It was looking beautiful. Pre-market, it was already trading 3 times the float, which is also beautiful, what I like to see. I believe it was a merger deal. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, agrees to merger terms with BTAB Group to issue 59 million new common shares, 50 million Class A preferred shares deal. So, again, as I stated in the last video, man, what I'm used to seeing is, these things, running, and then the market opens and boop, boop. It's exactly what we got. Just a drop up all the way down. This has been the state of the market for my particular niche and what I like to trade. As you can see right here, I took a minus a 5.8% loss. So let's talk about this. As I've stated, pre-market breakouts only at the open. Morning spike reversals after 7 o'clock. Trade like a robot, -6, +13, 2 trades per day, half positions at a time because of the way the market was looking. Focus on 1 ticker per day. So I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, finally, right? Like I caught it. This is what I seen when I first seen it. About right here. So I'm like, dude, finally I'm catching something with a run that could potentially run. Less than 5 million float. Met my criteria. As you can see, you could even see the volume as the volume spiked, came back, and then when in this run, the volume starts increasing in that run. So it looks beautiful. And then as we continue to watch it, this is like what it looks like when it's playing out live. It's getting there, and then all of a sudden, oh, no, starts breaking trend. Drops. So now here's where the problem lies with today, which is something I did deviate from the plan, but not for the reasons you may think. I deviated because all of a sudden everything just paused. Like everything was slow. I started seeing loading markers, like which I want to say about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, TD Ameritrade's platform. Obviously, I use TD Ameritrade platform. It was having issues, and they sent out a statement about them having issues, about how things were running slow, and they're trying to fix the problems. And I felt like that had happened today. So it was right here when it panicked. It had a little pop and then just dropped. So it touched from 344, dropped all the way down to 297. So when I seen this pop of this green candle, in this green candle, it was getting stuck. Like it just stopped. And I was like, what's going on? Like something going on. And so when I'm trading, I always have my finger on the trigger, okay? So, because you never know when these things are going to pop. These things move fast. So I had my finger on the button, and just me just watching in the panic, I clicked the button and it executed my 128 shares, as you can see right here, 128 shares. And at that point, I was like, holy shit, that's not what I meant to do. But I'm in it now. So, you know, I had two choices. Either let it play out for -6 plus 13 or just exit completely. And as you can see, I was in it at this candle. And I believe my average size, let me see. Yeah, so I was in that candle at 303. And that was almost damn near at the top at the end of that candle, because as you can see, it was at 634.36. So very at the end of this candle, and then all of a sudden, you know, drops to 284. So at that point, I was probably down about 2 to 3%. Had to ask my, okay, now I'm down, so I'm just gonna let this thing play out. Either, you know, either it's gonna go -6 or it's gonna have a bounce, because typically, when you see a morning panic, because you have to look at it in hindsight. So when you look at it like this, as you see, it's just a drop, and typically it'll eventually have a bounce. Like if you see here, spiked up, came down, and then popped back, came down, popped back. But as I said in the previous video, this has been the state of the market. We want to see a run in the morning, and then everything just goes down. Run in the morning, goes down. Runs in the morning, and that's pretty much what has been happening with my particular niche and what I like to trade. So it just shows that exactly what I hit on the money, how things just, right now for my particular niche, these market conditions are not in favor of my particular niche. So today I just took one trade, because everything else looks like shit. I mean, we do got a couple things running, but they don't meet my criteria as far as market cap, float, rotation. It just doesn't meet my criteria with the data that I've collected. So I don't want to jump into something if I have no data on it. These specifics is what I have data on. So obviously the state of the market has changed for my specific strategy. And that's okay. It happens. Market has cycles. It will eventually come back to where these low float small cap stocks are going to eventually start running again. It just so happened that as of right now, this is what I'm seeing. Pre-market, it's running, and then the market opens and tank. Pre-market running, market open and tank. So, you know, so today I just decided to take one trade. I also did that because, as I stated, I kind of accidentally panicked and hit the button because my platform kind of froze on me for a second, where everything was just, you know, in that loading bar. You feel me? So I was like, holy shit, and I accidentally pressed the fucking button. So, you know, I wanted to buy it up here, and when this panic set in and came down and bounced off of this, bounced off of this bottom right here. When it bounced off of this bottom right here and had that first green, I accidentally clicked it. You know, and that's okay, because I still maintain my loss point, negative 5.8%. One trade down, I used a half a position. So if you want to be in reality, that was probably about a 12% drop. But you know, because of the way the market is working, I've been going half a positions at a time when I am purchasing. So, you know, day 7, the market still is not in my favor. Took a minus 5.8% loss. Like I said, man, I'm going to just have to be patient for the market to turn back in my favor. Of course, I'm still going to get up early in the morning. I was up at 5:30 this morning. Still going to get up, still watch the market, because this looked beautiful, man. If this would have kept moving and cracked this, that's exactly the kind of things I look for. Pop, pull back, pop, slowly grind. If it would have broke this red line at this high, boom. The next resistance level wasn't until 5, I believe. Yep, up here, this is the next resistance level on the daily chart. Each one of these candles is a day. So this was back in 2018. Had double topped right here, boom, boom, in the 5 or so. If it would have broke this 390 right here, that would have been a very good chance to collect that, which would have been about 250 shares, on the, which would have been a little over a 25% move. That's the kind of movement I'm used to. That's the kind of movement that's been going on for the last 4 months until now at the end of this month. Things are kind of just dying out for my particular niche. So just a minus 5.8 for the day. As soon as that happened, I took a look at everything else. I said, man, it's not even worth me trading in this market right now. So I just decided to cut it and just call it a day. And like I said, live to fight another day, man. So as far as execution goes, this was not a good execution. As I said, my platform kind of froze on me a little bit. Don't know why. Maybe technical issues with TD Ameritrade again. And I just, since my finger's always on the trigger, I honestly don't even know. To be honest, I have no clue why I just hit that button. And then when I did, I was like, holy shit, now I just gotta wait and play this shit out. You know, human error, shit happens. I ain't too worried about it. I thought about just cutting it, but I'm like, dude, this thing still has the potential to just bounce. So I'm just gonna let it play out. And as you can see right here, it's starting to have its pop because this is still live. You know, this is live right now. So now it's starting to have its pop. So from 218 popped up to 240. See, I was expecting that to happen in here, bounce off this bottom, and maybe pop back up, 320s to the 350s, somewhere in this area. May not have reached, because you see, pop, pulled back, pop, didn't reach this high, and then drop. So I was expecting maybe a little bounce, maybe to this resistance level where this line is. That's why I was like, you know what, I might as well just stay in it, because if it does catch the bounce, that'll still be a nice, I could potentially make a nice, 13% profit on it. But that was a horrible execution, human error on my part. Just panicked a little bit when I seen my platform kind of freeze, like, oh, holy shit, what's going on? And for some reason, I decided to click that fucking button. I have no clue why. There's really no real explanation to why I clicked that fucking button. So as far as execution goes, entry was stupidity. And then my exit, still maintain my above -6. And like I said, with the market conditions, with my particular niche and what I'm seeing in the market, man, nothing looks good. And then the chart patterns that do just so happen to look good, like this one right here, VBIV, just the market cap's way too high for me. All right, let's take a look at it. VBIV. Yeah, see, so as you can see, man, this is way out of my niche, man. Market cap 742 million, float 150 million. That's just not what I have data collected on. So yes, the chart pattern looks good, but I have no data on trading market caps in the 700 millions and floats in the 100 millions. You have to understand this is a money game. So I don't know, when you're talking about trading that kind of capital and this much money, $742 million and 150 million float, which is, the float is the price times this should equal the market cap. That's what the float is. The float is just the amount of shares. So 150 times 5 is roughly 750 million. I just don't have the data collected on that. Maybe in this state of this market, maybe I should start collecting data on this for when my particular niche isn't necessarily in play. But yeah, as you can see, this is what I like to see, but in my niche. So this particular play is not in my niche, so I honestly wouldn't know what would happen if I broke pre-market high. This one 456, it broke, ran to 520. So if you do the math on it, okay, out of 1,000, divide that by 456, I would have 219 shares, 520 minus 456 equals 64 cents. Times that by 219. Yeah, that would have been a 14% profit, which fits right in my criteria as far as range. But like I said, man, I don't know how those move, so I'm not going to risk playing that because I have no data on it. And as you can see, it's now cracked under the VWAP level, which is the evaluated average price of the last couple of days. And once it breaks that, it's kind of like if it's under this purple line, typically the sellers are in control, and if it's over the purple line, typically the buyers are in control. And that's a tool that a lot of day traders use. It's pretty much the only indicator I like to use. So, that's pretty much it for today. I'm calling it quits. Down a little over 5%, almost 6% on the day. One trade. There's nothing I see, man. There's nothing that I like. So, like I said, this was beautiful. And then all of a sudden, market opens and blah, blah, blah. Like I said in the last video, up, down, up, down. Market opens, everything just crashes, man. So, that's what happened. So, I don't even want to even trade because this is the state of the market, and the best thing to do is not to trade. So, that's what I'm going to choose to do. So, just recording this video, day 7, one trade executed. Kind of a horrible entry point due to some kind of human error and panic. And then I exited, I said, hey man, I'm already in, fuck it. I'm gonna go for the ride because it can potentially bounce, and where I could collect a good profit margin, maybe a 50-cent profit margin on it. But then yet again, I wasn't only half a position, so even if it did reach up here, 50 cents out of I would have, 50 cents out of 128 shares, that's half 128. So, it'd still be about like 7% profit. If it was a whole position, that would have been a 14% profit. So, but it is what it is. I'm just going to call it quits for today. Everything looked ugly as shit. So, minus 5.8% today. I'm going to be a lot more patient and wait for my for the market to come shift back in my favor for my actual strategy. Because when these things are popping, boy, woo, there's a lot of profit to collect. So you feel me? Got to maintain these small losses. So when the potential comes back for me to collect the big profits, they're going to counterbalance themselves to where the wins are going to outweigh the losses. So, again, negative 6%, which puts me at now, I believe, negative 40, somewhere like negative 46 or negative 48% on the position size, which is about 11% on my net. I've executed 19 trades, so out of 19 trades, 11% on my net. That's almost about a half a percentage. Averaging minus 0.5% per trade, which is excellent. So very happy with that, and continue to maintain in this game, man. So you feel me? Ugly ass market for my particular niche. So day 7, minus 6%. I love this right here though, man. This pre-market, man, if the market was in my favor, this thing would have popped and ran to 5, and I would have collected a beautiful 13 to 20% easy. So just a matter of patience, man. It's a patience game. Wait for the market to shift back in my favor. Been cutting my losses and maintaining those, sticking to the plan. So as long as I maintain cutting my losses at a reasonable amount like I have, which I'm very proud of, when the market shifts back into my favor, you're going to see a lot more green than red, that's for sure. So, day 7 minus almost 6%. Again, everything met my criteria. And again, when the market opened, everything just fucking tanked. So, that's it for today. Till next time, I don't know when I will trade again. Obviously, I'm still going to watch the market, but the way the market has been looking, it's not in my favor right now. So I'm going to be very cautious like I did today, only executing one trade. I still got 2 more trades in this account. So I could very well use this same account tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. So that's it for today. Horrible, shitty entry point. Everything met my criteria. Just the market's not in my favor right now, man. So patience, 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 man. I got this. Don't trip. So that's it.